Namaste, Goa Flowers. I had a huge epiphany very recently about shoulder stand, and I realized the reason why I've never ever included shoulder stand in any of my Goa flows. I want to share that with you in this video, and I also want to give you 3 of my favorite substitutes for shoulder stand. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If you enjoy the information in this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, because it helps me out a lot. Let me get started. So before I get into the 3 positions that I'm going to share with you that can substitute a shoulder stand, I want to share this with you, that yoga is such a journey, and practicing yoga poses or asanas is such a huge part of our yoga journey. I'm sure that you have experienced this, that you've started off with a yoga pose and you don't like it, you kind of hate it, and as you keep practicing it, as you breathe, as you try to find a connection with it, you end up liking it, and then maybe even you end up loving it. For me, that was Bakasana, or crow pose. Now, when it comes to shoulder stand or Sarvangasana, this is a pose that I think I've just kind of settled with. I have just accepted it. I know the incredible benefits that shoulder stand serves, and I wanted to reap those benefits from the pose. So on my journey, I tried to find different ways to make the shoulder stand better. But to be honest, for the most part, I would just either sort of settle into the pose and try to breathe, not really find my deepest, fullest breath, as I always advocate. But I would just stay there until I had finished the pose, and then I would get out of it and like, oh God, thank God that's done. Or I would just avoid it. And for the most part, I would just avoid it. This is the moment of truth, Satya, one of the important yamas. And it's important, sometimes we are faced with stuff and we just have to be honest with ourselves. So something interesting happened. I was listening to Tim Ferriss, and he was talking about how when he's faced with a challenge or with a difficulty, he says to himself, now, if this was easy, what would it look like? And for some reason, shoulder stand kept rising up to the surface for me. And I said to myself, if shoulder stand was easy, what would it look like? And what appeared were 3 poses that I do all the time that I'm going to share with you in this video. And I hadn't really connected them into shoulder stand. But all of the 3 different poses have exactly the same benefits as shoulder stand does. It might not have the same chin lock as shoulder stand does, but the whole purpose of shoulder stand is an inversion to turn you upside down. And it's also to calm the mind down. And it is in preparation for Shavasana and for meditation. So my whole thing here is, if you're in a position that is supposed to calm you down, but it doesn't really do that, isn't it better to use a substitute or a variation that will serve you in the best way possible? I think so. I would vote for that. So that's basically where I'm coming from. And then I also had another epiphany, is that within all of the videos that I've shared with you here on YouTube, I've never offered shoulder stand. So oftentimes there's a reason for what it is that we do or that we don't do. And this, I realize, is my reason. So I thank Tim Ferriss for his simplicity. And it can be just as simple as that. If something doesn't work, then what else can you bring in that will work and support you in a better way? So what I'm going to do is I'll be sharing with you the 3 poses that I do. It will involve a blanket, a chair, a wheel. This one is the Dharma yoga wheel. There are other wheels on the market that are cheaper than this one, and a yoga bolster. So let me get started and show you. So the first one is, this one is my absolute favorite. It involves the Iyengar chair, but you can use any chair that you have at home. Just test it out, but be careful as you do. So I've put the yoga bolster behind me. My shoulders and my head is going to rest on the yoga bolster. So you roll my way down. And as you get used to this, you will know exactly how to position your chair and the bolster. And then once I'm in it, then I can extend my arms and pin the shoulder blades a little bit closer together so that it opens up the chest and it opens up the shoulders. My neck feels really good. I can breathe, and you can really notice that my voice doesn't change, and that's a good sign, the fact that you can talk in a position. If you can talk in a position, then you can breathe in the position. And once I've set myself up a little bit better, then I either hold on to the legs like this, or I'll just basically rest my arms at the side. And then I can hang out here very comfortably, focus on my breath, just allow the blood flow to go in the opposite direction, and just allow it to calm my mind down and prepare myself for Shavasana and further deeper meditation. Then the next one is the yoga wheel. And this is basically how it looks like. So you lift your pelvis up, you roll over, and you settle yourself in. And once you're in it, then you can adjust yourself, make sure that your lower back is comfortable. You can hold on to the wheel and wiggle the shoulder blades a little bit closer together, and then extend your legs up and hold it here. So this also feels like such a great position for me. Very similar to the yoga chair. Shoulders are open. My pelvis feels supported. I can breathe fully. And it has exactly the same purpose as the regular shoulder stand. Then the third one that I love to do is Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. I've done this in so many videos, and it is really one of my favorite. So I take the bolster a little bit away from the wall, and in order to get into it, I put my pelvis on top, legs up, and I like to adjust so that my pelvis moves a little bit closer to the wall, legs open, and then you can open the arms into cactus arms, and here you are. Perfect position where you can relax and restore and deeply, deeply breathe, and you're fully supported. I hope that this gave you a new perspective on shoulder stand, especially if it is a position that you don't appreciate or like on your body. Practice these different substitutes and let me know how that goes for you. If it is helpful, I would love to hear from you in the comment box below. I would love it if you give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button, as it helps me out a lot to continue to make videos like this. I will see you soon. Happy new shoulder standing.